One doesn't return because he is so ecstatically joyful that in his celebration he simply forgets to go back and say the words, "Thank you." I can't help but believe for a healing God, this man's joyfulness is a genuine expression of thanks. Standing on this holy ground as a life is transformed, exuberant celebration is more than enough. No words are needed. One is a mom, separated from her family by leprosy for 7 years. Now she's free, able again to be with her life partner and children. In her excited rush to get back home for this big family reunion, she doesn't go back to tell Jesus thank you. Her grateful thanks is clear in her eagerness to move back into a rich life, lived to the fullest. Another knows he's been healed by Jesus, signaling to this person God's reign has arrived. The task at hand is to spread this good news. He quickly runs off, sharing his discovery, so all will know the reign of God is being ushered in right now in this very moment. Perhaps we can relate to the experience of something wonderful in our lives when we show our gratefulness not so much in words, not by voicing a thank you, but more in action, how we live our lives going forward, the ways we allow the experience to transform us. Maybe when we do something for someone else, these folks help us understand, these folks that we're reading about that didn't come back to say thanks, they help us understand that giving thanks has multiple expressions and voicing thanks comes in its own time. Some of the 9 didn't return because they can't give thanks at all. They also teach us something about receiving, about giving. One doesn't say thank you because what he receives comes too easily. He wants to be required to do something to be healed, something really hard, maybe something taking a long, long time, perhaps requiring great sacrifice. This one wants to earn the gift. To be given a gift freely offends him. He wants to receive the gift because he works for it, gets it on his own, or at least contributes to the effort. This Jesus doesn't operate by the societal norms he understands. There is no free lunch. You get what you pay for. It's just too awkward for this one to receive a gift freely given, to say thank you for something you don't earn. The response of the next one brings to mind Jesus' question in another story, "Do you want to be healed?" This one realizes after the fact, he doesn't really want to be healed at all. His fervent prayer has been for healing. Now healing has come, and he doesn't know what to do, or how to live, or who he is after this transformation. Leprosy shapes his way of being in the world. It's a really big part of his identity. Now he doesn't know how to live in this new way of life, this newfound freedom lying before him. It brings with it just too much change. Why thank Jesus for something stripping him of the only identity he has known for so long? Being free is unfamiliar, just too uncomfortable. One of the 9 can no longer say thank you to anyone. Something happens to a person when she is forced to beg for meager existence, when she is shunned by others for the way she lives, when someone grudgingly tosses her a few coins, especially when they expect a hearty, gracious thank you so they can feel better about themselves. She just cannot thank anyone anymore, not even Jesus. One of the 9 knows he's been healed, but he has questions. How and why did this happen? He believes Jesus played no role in this. There is a completely logical, intelligible explanation. Why thank Jesus for something Jesus had no part in? Why did the last of the 9 not return? Who knows? There must be some good reason. When we reach out to others with a helping hand up, our efforts elicit no apparent expression of gratefulness. These folks in this story help us understand the lack of response. Our generous actions are not based on the response of the other, but on God's invitation to be the people of God living with generous spirits. Living in an attitude of gratitude will open us up to a multitude of ways of expressing our thanks for what we receive. Living with generosity of spirit frees us to give graciously and generously, expecting nothing in return, needing no words of thanks, rejoicing in goodness in the lives of others as they live into the good things happening in their lives, perhaps good things that we helped to make happen. Will you pray with me? As we approach a day of national Thanksgiving, give us grateful hearts, seeking ways to express our gratitude. Give us generous spirits, ready to give, expecting nothing in return. Amen.